It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Boundary Brewing Cooperative, and it's a bottle of the American Pale Ale, coming in at 3.5% ABV. Now I don't think I've ever come across an American style Pale Ale at 3.5% ABV. They're normally at least 4.5%, so this beer interests me, and just to see how they've done it and what they've kind of come up with this beer. The beer is available from beersofeurope.co.uk, largest online beer store in the UK. Lots of beer from all around the world. If you want to check out their website, check out the description box of this video. Wow, it's nicely carbonated, this one. Yes, check out the description box for the video and you'll see a link to their website. Wow, look at this. That is a really, really, really carbonated beer. You could make what do they call them? GIFs in it. You could make a GIF out of that, or a, you know, remember the log fire things that were popular on YouTube, where you kind of just burning fire? I think you could kind of hold that, as long as it carried on doing that for hours on end. You could hold that to the camera for hours on end. I've not seen a beer raging so much on the channel. I've seen them explode, but never a controlled opening like that where nothing come out the top. But then you have this kind of rush in the glass of carbonation. It's a golden colour beer, slightly hazy, highly carbonated, amber, 3 to 4 finger, slightly off-white head, and the head's actually climbing out of the glass a little bit, you can see. Let's see if we can get some aroma out of this beer then. Oh, fair play. It's very fruity, quite tart, a little bit earthy, quite dry in the aroma. Should we dive in? Cheers. Oh, big and malty, spicy, biscuity malts. Look at that. It's died down a little bit. I wonder if that's the chemical reaction of my mouth hitting the beer. Whether it's gone, oh, what's this coming towards me? This is what I would describe as a very gentle beer. Lots of big, bready, biscuity flavours. I do like that. It's very traditional in that sense. And then you have a very light, hoppy, grapefruity finish. Not a lot of bitterness, a little bit of spice. But this is more of a small caress. It's like being tickled with a feather with the American hops. It's not the big kind of barging through the, breaking through the wooden doors, if you like, of with a battering ram of hops sensation that you can sometimes get, or not sometimes, quite a lot of the time, from an American style beer. And let's make no bones about it. This is an American style beer. They've named it American Pale Ale. But at 3.5% ABV, I like that biscuity malt, that bready malt, and I like that small tickle, if you like, with the feather of the American hops. It's not outrageous, it's almost like you have to think about the hops to be able to find a flavour through all that big, biscuity, chewy, toffee, bready like malt of the base of the beer. Extremely drinkable for 3.5% ABV. And I asked myself, where would I drink this? And I think this is kind of all day session beer or wedding beer. You go to a wedding in the morning, maybe a funeral. I don't like to talk about funerals too much. You go to the after party of either the wedding or the funeral, and you know, you start off, you want to respect the family who you're going to, and you want to kind of just take your time and be respectable, if you like. So the wedding's finished at 11, 11:30, you're hitting the bar, the party, and you want a 3.5% ABV to kick things off. And I think I'd like about 4 bottles of this, just to kind of get me in the mood for a nice drink. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, to be respectable, to not get into trouble, if you like. There's no point starting a day like that on an 8% Imperial Stout or a double IPA or something of that manner. Let the people start. As soon as you start to see the people at the party, you kind of just slide off a little bit, and their jaws relaxing, and they're starting to kind of get a bit dancey, and then you may want to kind of move on to something a little bit more unrespectful, if you like, something a little bit stronger, whether that be an American IPA or something of that degree. But yeah, this would be a very, very suitable beer for maybe a little bit of an all-day drink, if you like, and staying respectable. There's not too much else to say about this beer, to be honest. I like it. It's very different. I must admit, I've never had an American style beer, a pale ale, at only 3.5%. Let's see what happens when you throw some of that yeast in here. Should we get it all raging up again? Look at that. There it goes again. Not too. I mean, it's not too bad now. It's quite carbonated. You can see the yeast floating around in the glass. There you go. I'm gonna rate it. Again, you can pick it up from beersofeurope.co.uk. Truth be told, for me, I think I like my beers a little bit stronger. I like the beer. I like what they put in front of me to drink. But I want a little bit more American hops, and I want it at about maybe 4.2% minimum for a beer like this. It's a little bit too drinkable, a little bit too, what's the word? Maybe a little bit too watery. Can I use that word? As a beer reviewer who's drank over 3,000 beers, should I be looking for a better word? Comment in the comments box. My head's blank. So, rating for the beer, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Still a decent rating, 7 out of 10. For 3.5%, it's very malty. They've managed to kind of get a good malt build in the beer. And there's a nice amount of hops in the beer. But 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please comment, please subscribe. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom and cheers.